This is Hanan Leshinsky reporting for All Israel News. We're here with Joe Rosenberg and a delegation of Evangelical Christian leaders. We're going to now meet some of the representatives and some of the families of the hostages who are still inside Gaza. They're still being kept by Hamas terrorists. We're going to hear their stories and report them for you.
One of the main things we do is to help delegations like yours meet with families and to get to know personal stories of people. We don't believe in numbers and abstract notions like 240 hostages. We believe in individual human beings and individual stories, which I hope you will carry back home and do whatever you can to help them.
Omer was kidnapped in the Nova Festival. And we saw at 8 p.m. a video that he is in a pickup truck with his handcuffed. That was the last time that we saw him. Omer is sick, he has asthma, and he don't have his inhaler. When I am waking up in the morning, I have also asthma, and I don't know if you know how is the feeling that you cannot breathe. And when I need my inhaler, I think about my son.
9 kidnapped. All of the blues are released. So this is very moving for me to see this because these were all read weeks ago. The family is not whole yet, and I think every decent human being understands that these small children cannot even start their recovery without their father. Unfortunately, they know what it means to be in captivity, so they know where their father is. So we need to get him back home, as well as all of the other hostages. And sorry for not starting, very Israeli of me, but sorry for not starting by saying thank you for coming here, listening to our stories.
והמשכתי לראות בטלוויזיה, ואז אני רואה שמחבלים בכל הקיבוצים. הורגים כל מה שנקרא על הדרך, ילדים, נשים, גברים, בעלי חיים. ושוב אני מתקשר לעומרי בו. ושואל אותו, עומרי, מה קורה? אומר לי, אני עומד מול החלון. הקיבוץ מלא מחבלים. הכנסתי את אשתי והבנות לממד, ויצאתי למטבח לקחת 2 סכינים, שיהיה לי משהו ביד. ואל תתקשר אליי יותר בטלפון, כי זה עושה רעש. הם מסתובבים פה ליד החלון, אז רק בוואטסאפ. אנחנו התקשרנו כל חצי שעה בערך, משהו כזה, ובשעה 10:50, אחרי שאלתו מה קורה, הוא ענה לי, אנחנו עדיין בממ"ד. צלצלתי אליו יותר מאוחר, זאת אומרת בוואטסאפ, ולא קיבלתי תשובה. כתבתי לו שאני דואג שיענה לי, ושוב לא קיבלתי תשובה. בשעה הזאת חרב עליי עולמי. הבנתי שאין לי ילד, אין לי נכדות, ואין לי כלה.
Guys like yourselves, you have big audiences. Just speak. But even normal people, speak to your neighbors, speak to your colleagues, speak to your family, speak to anyone you meet. Just
raise our voice.
Yeah. The second thing is, for people of influence like you, is don't let the story die. We all know what is the news cycle, and it's already a miracle that after over 2 months, we still manage to keep it up there. A lot of people are working to make this happen, and it wouldn't be possible without the help of the families themselves and them telling the story. But the most important thing is the third one, and it's the one that I don't know. I don't know, but maybe you know. Maybe you can think of something that you can do, or maybe in a week you will think of something that you can do, and this meeting will serve as a trigger for you to remember them and to say, wow, I didn't think of it at that moment, but here's an opportunity for me to do something for them. in the midst of this darkness, there are also moments of rays of light that come through with delegations like yours. Many of them come here to show their solidarity. And around the world, we found much more solidarity than hatred. And I believe that these rays of light will come together and, in the end, defeat the darkness that fell over this country, and that these people will come back safely.
I think people across the world understand this is not an Israeli issue. There's 25 different nationalities of people who are being held hostage. And as an American, I'm outraged that some of those are American. These are U.S. citizens. And all the more reason that becomes a international humanitarian effort to get the hostages released. This is separate from whatever issues may be. But the one thing is certain, no Israeli caused this to happen. This is out of the evil of Hamas and their terrorist actions. And nothing justifies it, nothing. But then it's to go back and make sure that we use the voices we have with as strong an amplification as possible to let the world know it's time to stand with Israel and to recognize that this is not a both-and equivalency issue. This is evil versus good. And this is an evil of incalculable proportion that has been inflicted upon the nation of Israel, but more specifically, the innocent civilian population of Israel. And the savagery with which it was done is an uncivilized act of barbarianism that cannot, under any circumstances, be justified or alleviated. It must be condemned and it must be eliminated.
We heard very moving stories about folks and families who have been victimized by this tragedy. In this moment, people of decency and in solidarity with Israel and all of its people cannot be quiet. Our Bible teaches us that evil takes place and loves the darkness. We, in fact, have an obligation not to hide our candles under a bushel, but to lift them high and punch holes in the darkness. We can defeat evil when we work together.
We just came out of the meeting with some of the families of the hostages, Israeli hostages who were taken into Gaza. We heard their stories, we cried with them, and we are here to echo their call, to report on their call, to bring home all of the hostages.